Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about promoting general strength for powerlifters, or strength beyond the big three. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skill on my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. And this is something that West Side Barbell talks about a lot, but they don't implement particularly well. Meaning they talk about that you need a variety of exercises so that your lifters are all around strong, right? So they're all around strong. But the exercise variations, the dozens of them that they do, really only carry over particularly well to equipped powerlifting. They're extremely sport specific. They don't promote general strength. And in fact, they oftentimes are not even the best choices to get strong for anything but equipped powerlifting, even though they promote that philosophy itself. And there's even some YouTubers who do that. That's one of my biggest criticisms of someone like, say, Alpha Destiny, is that he tries to promote that same idea, but he makes the same shortcomings that they do. He promotes styles of lifting that would work really well if you were going to be squatting, benching, deadlifting in a suit. But for a raw lifter, it won't carry over well, and it won't carry over well to sports either. So what I'm talking about is promoting stuff that's general strength, so that powerlifters are more well-rounded. Now, some people would say, well, why would they want to do that? Shouldn't they just care about their sport-specific stuff? Well, number one, being more well-rounded reduces injury risks. It reduces injury risk in general. Number two, it makes them more useful at other endeavors. If a powerlifter chooses to branch into other stuff, if they're all around stronger instead of just strong at 3 basic movements, it has a lot of potential there. And what I would say for a lot of that has to do with, number one of the things we talked about, like in an earlier video I did, was range of motion and strength training. Meaning, a lot of the times the way powerlifters will train for the bench press doesn't carry over well to other endeavors. It's not the best use of the resources for building overall strength. Again, very wide grip, big arch, and particularly doing a lot of touch and go. They just don't build a lot of full range of motion strength. So some of this could include doing a lot more closed grip bench pressing, right? A little bit of exercise variation with your deadlift squats, meaning if you pull sumo in competition, you should still be training conventional. Why? Conventional deadlift builds more overall strength and muscle than the sumo does. It carries over better into other endeavors, other strength endeavors, other sports, other lifts. Has better carryover, better transference. And the sumo deadlift is best left for peaking for competition. Not saying someone who competes that way shouldn't still do it in the off season, but they would certainly do well to put a heavy focus on the conventional deadlift. Something even Stephanie Cohen even does, even though she pulls sumo. She still admits she does a lot of conventional deadlifting in the off season. So a lot of that is what we're talking about. But what else? Getting big and strong all around, meaning more functional movement patterns. And I'm not saying the squat, bench, and deadlift don't build a lot of strength. They do. I mean, the squat and deadlift alone will make a person generally strong. But there's more to it than that. I would say a focus on big exercises that are done on your feet. Standing exercises that work other stuff besides just your hips, quads, back. Perfect examples would be stuff like the standing press or push presses. All right, if you combine these things in with your big three, or you're training for your big three and their accessories, you're going to be more generally strong. You're going to have a more stable shoulder girdle. You're going to have a better ability to push in an athletic environment. It's going to reduce your chances of getting hurt on the bench press, and it's going to make you more functional at other things. It's going to allow you to transfer a lot of that strength that you built on the bench press into other endeavors. As a lot of people say that the actual bench press and closed grip bench press are amazing accessories for the overhead press. And the overhead press, whether it's a strict or a push press, carries over to any sport or endeavor where you need to actually push. And like I said, exercises like that create a more stable shoulder girdle. It allows you to be safer when you bench press. It can actually help reduce injury risks. So lifts like that are a big deal. How about power cleans? Power cleans. They build full body explosiveness. They build full body athleticism. They allow an athlete to convert the strength that they build into power so that their power keeps pace with their strength. So anyone who wants to be a power lifter, who wants to be generally strong, generally powerful, generally explosive, should put a good focus on all that overhead work. They should put a focus on power cleans, and then we come over to things like general physical preparedness. The same thing, weighted carries be really high on that list as far as GPP work goes. I mean, we could talk about sled drags and prowler pushes, and those are good GPP work. They're great GPP work. But weighted carries, why weighted carries? Because they utilize a lot of the strength that you build in powerlifting, your squat and your deadlift. Weighted carries allow you to use all of that leg strength, all that core stability, the grip strength that you build, and refine it further and turn it into work capacity and turn it into conditioning. In other words, it allows all that other work you did to be an actual conditioning benefit to you. In addition to the fact that weighted carries transfer back over. Again, they can help build more support musculature through your torso, from everything from your traps through your erectors down in your core. They can help you build more work capacity in your legs. They can improve your grip strength. So things like that would help a lot. And I would say to the average power lifter who says, okay, I want to be better at just the big three. I want to be generally strong. I want to be able to do a diversity of things, not just hit a max squat and deadlift in competition. And we come back to the point of being a more well-rounded athlete. And a lot of that comes down to using the harder variations of your big three, right? Using the variations of the big three more often that put more size and strength on you, but maybe don't allow you to lift the most for a max in competition. Doing a lot of overhead work, again, both strict pressing, push pressing, a lot of power cleans, or any type of Olympic lifting. You could do power snatches also, to help maintain your full body explosiveness and coordination. GPP work like weighted carries, so that again, you can be well-rounded in your strength. So you can be not just strong at those three things, but be strong at other endeavors where you might have to push or hit something or grab something, so that you have a more balanced musculature for lower injury rates, so that you have endeavors that will carry over into other sports, so that you can take that performance you built as a power lifter and help utilize it more efficiently when you do other athletic or physical endeavors. And I think this is the stuff that powerlifters need to do to be more well-rounded as athletes. Because it's well known, and people don't understand this, and a lot of people argue against it. They'll say, well, you can't just do the big three and compete at the world level in powerlifting. That's not true. It's been done. There are people who do that. There are lifters out there, and there have been documented throughout the years who've competed at the world level in powerlifting who actually don't do much of any accessory work, who literally focus on the three competition lifts and not much else. They are out there. There are elite level lifters now who only do 4 exercises per year. They're there. They exist. But we get into the argument of, could the other stuff make you more well-rounded? Could it reduce injury rates? Could it turn you into a better athlete, not just a power lifter? And I think the answer there is yes. And I think it's something that power lifters should really be thinking about. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.